What is up? This is Colonial Puppet, and today I'm going to be doing a let's build a skyscraper video. It's not going to be a multi-part series, it's only going to be one long video. And it's not just going to be a regular skyscraper, it's going to be like a cyberpunk, future noir-esque skyscraper. Though not this one. It's going to look a lot more grittier and derelict than that one over there. It's going to have a more brutalist, like residential, kind of like Soviet vibe to it. And yeah, I'm just going to get started. The thing I noticed with cyberpunk-esque buildings, at least I watched some videos of like model makers making prop buildings, like miniatures, and I saw a lot of reoccurring themes in the buildings. I'm going to go with stone, by the way, for like the main kind of sad, bleak color palette of this building. Gray should do just fine. And stone is gray. I didn't want to go too, like, I don't know, plain with like the concrete, which doesn't really have too much variation in its color. It's just really solid. So I'm gonna go stone. But yeah, one thing I noticed is that these buildings are, they like draw heavily from brutalist architecture, kind of small windows, and they're like the opposite of like New York's first skyscrapers. Like skyscrapers in New York, when skyscrapers were first a thing, they like passed city ordinances that made it so that they had to have a stepped kind of design to them. That's why like buildings like the Chrysler building and like other Art Deco buildings, kind of their footprint gets smaller the higher you get up on the building. It was so they like wouldn't cast shadows on the streets below and whatnot. But anyway, cyberpunk buildings are like the opposite of that, whereas in the higher you go up, the larger the footprint gets, to the point where it's like overhanging the streets and sidewalks below. So I'm going to do that with this building, and I built this corner already. I don't know how big I'm going to make this building, but I'm going to make kind of small windows, and I'm going to kind of lay them out at first. But one thing I'm going to do, I'm doing these 3 blocks wide, is I'm going to kind of make this area that's like kind of at the street level more open. Because another thing about a lot of future noir and cyberpunk locations or settings, I guess buildings, is that they have like a very kind of lively city life at the base. So like if you watch Blade Runner, it's like all these weird bazaars and whatnot. It looks like a Market Street in like Asia or the Middle East, even in some places. But yeah, to accommodate that, I'm going to have like a membrane of store space on this building. That I'm not going to dress up with like details and stuff. Like I'm not going to actually put interiors to the stores, but I'm definitely going to make space for them for later on when I do that. I'm not going to cover that in this Let's Build, but it's something I'm going to take into account. Yeah, so it's like going to be really depressing up at the top, but at the bottom it's going to be very lively and open, with like a permeable membrane at the bottom for people to walk in and out of stores at street levels. They don't have to walk upstairs or anything. Alright, so I'm doing these big slabs. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Let's do how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 7. So we're gonna cut this one, cut that one, cut that one, cut that one. Alright. And then 2, then we're going to do the corner here. And what I mean by cut that, I'll show you in a minute. I'm actually going to get rid of these, because like I said, that's where the store is going to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so all the buildings on this map are going to be 6 blocks high, just because that leaves plenty of headroom for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for light fixtures on the roof. I'm kind of done with building 4 block high floors because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because like it was just not cutting it. I couldn't get as much detail. I couldn't fit as much detail in with just 4 block high spaces. And like counting the ceiling, it was only like 3 blocks high. The minimum like a character can fit in obviously is 2 blocks. That is how tall your character is in Minecraft. And obviously if you want to build a realistic building, you don't want to make the floors that tall because that's just really claustrophobic. You don't really have room for lights if you want to do overhead lighting, which in this city I'm going to do a lot of overhead lighting, like a lot of kind of neon, or not neon, but like fluorescent light fixtures, which is very kind of Cyberpunk-esque. Alright, so where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, I'm rambling and not really paying attention to what I'm doing. But anyway, yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's just hope I was counting these right. Yep. And how many are over here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then after this, I'm going to cut to me building the same thing, just completing the square, so this doesn't get too repetitive. And I've yet to download World Edit, so I can't just autofill things, and I don't want you guys to watch me struggling with typing in commands the whole episode, so, or the whole series, so I'm just going to cut to when I'm done filling things in. Alright. So we have 2 equal sides, and I'm then going to turn this into 4 equal sides. So I'm going to do what I did here, and here, here, and here. So I will see when I'm done that. Alright, so now that this is a full square, I'm going to connect all these at the top by doing this. Just building out, connecting to all of these, like so. Pretty simple. There are a lot of animals spawning. Sheep, ironically. For those of you who haven't read Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, this is a pretty, I guess, appropriate map for them to spawn in. But once I finish this, I'm going to build the same thing we built here, just again on top of this. And I'll go into detail once I'm done. Wow, I'm really bad at placing blocks. I think it's because it's raining. The frame rate's dropping a little bit. I'll turn the weather off, I think, next time, or when I cut back after building this a second time. Alright. I'm awful. Alright. So I'm going to build this whole thing again, but on top of this. So this is going to go from 6 blocks high to 12 blocks high. All these pillars plus the connecting things, or the ring on top, I'm going to build again. So I'll see you when I'm done that. Alright, so now that that's done, I'm going to fill in this top area with the 3 block pillars. Kind of like what we started off with, leaving these 2 block wide window areas, like so. I'm just gonna do this all the way around, like so. Alright, like that. So just in the middle. Pretty straightforward. So I'm going to do that for the other 3 sides. Alright, so now that that's done, I'm going to kind of give some depth to this kind of outer facade we have going by kind of extending this out a block, like so. maybe even 2 blocks, I'm not sure. And I just burped, I apologize. But basically, just extending this to differentiate it from the kind of, I guess, lobby, ground floor. And I don't know what I just picked up. Oh, I guess I killed a sheep when cloning this lobby, I guess. I don't know. Something died, and I'm pretty sure it was a sheep because there was wool. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna do this like so. I'm gonna give that a look, see if it's to my liking. Actually, this is not how I want this. This actually should go to the center like so. So I have something like that going on. Messed up over here too. Alright. So that's pretty cool. Should I do it 2 blocks out? I think I'm going to go 2 blocks out. Just because. Just to make it even more, I don't know, brutalist looking. I don't know, something, one way to make things very brutalist or whatever is to really kind of sink the windows into the building and to hide them as much as possible and just make them look like geometric shapes of like concrete. Alright, so from like an angle you probably won't even be able to see that there's windows on this building. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so I'm gonna do that to the other 3 corners of the building. Alright, after that, what am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna take quartz stairs and kind of draw out where I want the kind of doorways to be. I'm gonna do something like this. There's 4, okay. So there's 4 openings, so I'm gonna go to the right on this side and to the left on this side. Like so. And this is going to act as like doorways. And so, oh my god, why do I keep burping? Alright, so this is where the door is going to be. And this is going to be like a shop window. So I'm going to put this kind of barrier or like bottom to the window. Like so. Alright, so that's how that's going to be. And we're going to put shop entrances on 3 of the 4 sides of the building, and then the other remaining side is going to be like the main entrance to the building, to like the lobby, where you will like access the stairwell and whatnot. So yeah. So if you haven't guessed by now, this is the kind of first 2, this is like the lobby area of the building, or the exterior of the lobby area of the building, and we're going to be working on that. Then we're going to move to like the different tiers of the building as we work our way up. Alright, so there's that, and then every 2, or after 2 blocks on the 3rd block, we're going to put this, which is going to be like the top of the door. Pretty self-explanatory, I guess. So yeah, just gonna do that. And these, that's the side that I'm going to leave open as of right now. Alright, then we're gonna do this this side as well, same thing, like so. And I don't want to make this all glass, because again, like, going for that brutalist, like, kind of depressing look. So don't want to have this looking too open, I guess. Although it is the like kind of shop area, so I guess it would makes sense to make it look nice and open. And plus all the detail that's going to be here once the building itself is finished, with like all the stores and like all the wares and whatnot on display, it might make sense to keep it kind of open. I'm going to put this andesite on top of the doors just to kind of mix things up. Kind of looks metal and like makeshift. I'll do it on these sides as well. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. And then the next thing we're going to do is start on the interior of the building. The interior walls, that is. And I found this block. Well, I didn't find it. I personally found it for myself and I enjoy it. Or I use it a lot, I guess. It's the bone block. And the reason why I like it is because it's kind of plain, but it kind of has these weird streaks in it. So it kind of looks like dirty, worn wallpaper almost. If you build it right, if you build it to the side, obviously you get that gross kind of spot. But if you just use it like that, it looks like normal kind of wall material, which is what we're going for. Alright, so I'm gonna build on this wall. I'm leaving this wall blank for now. Actually, do you know what? I'm gonna put a hold on that. I'm going to alright, I'm going to do this. I'm gonna build out from here. Build out from here. Like so. So this is the kind of point of crossing. So this is going to be a corner, and this is going to be a corner as well. So I'm going in and defining how thick the stores are going to be. So there's going to be an interior wall here, and honestly I'll just make that the bone brick. If this doesn't make sense, it hopefully will in a second. I'm defining like the floor plan of what is going to be what. So this is going to be the back wall of the shops, and this is going to like define the shops and the space they take up. So these are going to be their own individual shops. Each shop gets a door. So I'm going to do this. Oops. One thing I don't like about the bone block obviously is that it's directional like wood, so it's kind of a pain. If you're not looking the exact right way, then you'll unfortunately build it the wrong orientation. Anyway, yeah, so I'm just going to do the same thing here. Define this like so. Everywhere there's a store. And wow, it doesn't leave too much room for the lobby though. That's okay. Usually the lobby doesn't take too much space in residential buildings like this. Especially like low rent ones, which is definitely what this building is going to be, given how kind of ugly and sad it looks. Today on Colonial Puppet we're going to teach you how to make really disgustingly sad looking buildings. And I guess it doesn't want a block to be placed there. That's infuriating. Alright. I guess if it doesn't want a block there. For those of you building at home, you can put a block there if you can. Don't know why it's not letting me. But yep, basically everywhere here, like all this kind of inner mesh I made, I'm going to build up 12 blocks. Actually 6 blocks, that is. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I'm actually going to build it up 5 blocks. Like so. And then I'm going to, yeah. So build it up 5 blocks. Alright, so I can build blocks up here. I'm going to have to see what invisible entity is keeping me from building there. Oh, Yeah, something's there. I don't know. So I'm going to do this, but everywhere where there's a bone block. Alright, so I elevated all of these walls. One thing you might notice is I got rid of the bone that I was started to build in this corner. I'm going to scrap that. I think I'm just going to end up using a different type of block. I'm also going to do this. I'm just going to mirror the steps I did, just on the opposite side, like so. Pretty easy. I'm going to do that all the way around. Yeah. And it's raining, so the frames might drop. Actually, I'm going to turn that off, but I totally forget the... Ooh, another thing I'm going to do. I totally forget the command, but I'm going to do this. So this is the side that I said I wasn't going to make the same as the others, and that is true. I'm sticking to that. As you can see, it extends the entire length of this opening instead of, I didn't cut out a door at all. I'm going to leave these completely open, these two in the center, and I'm going to do the same thing I did over there to this one here on the end, like so. Alright. There's a moo cow somewhere. Alright. Gonna build this out like so. And I think I know what block I'm gonna use, or at least some of the block that I'm gonna use. I really like this kind of tile looking block. I used it a lot in that building over there. Might be overkill if I used it in this building too, but it has like that kind of low budget kind of interior wall design look to it. I used it in the bathrooms of that building, so it would be right at home in like the lobby of a very low rent building like this. So, oh, I already have it picked out. The dark Prismera or whatever. I'm only going to go up 2 blocks though, all the way around. Why? I don't know. It kind of makes sense as trimming. I don't think it would look too nice as the entire wall, interior wall, that is. Oops. As for what I'm going to use on top of it, I'm not sure. I might use just like a plain old concrete or something. Yeah. But you can use whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. This is your world and you can use whatever you want. Getting Bob Ross vibes from these videos. I'm gonna run the blocks across the screen so you can across the screen so you can follow along at home. Almost done. There we go. Probably should have cut that, but I didn't. Let's use... Those look ugly. I'm gonna use... Where's that bone block? I'll use white concrete. Why not? Nothing too bad. That'll do. That'll do, pig. I'm only going up to here because I'm going to build... This is all going to be covered over with, I don't know what I'm going to use for the floor. I might use andesite, or I might use quartz, not sure. Or andesite, I don't know. Sometimes I just look at words without really thinking too much about how they're pronounced. I just kind of get a knee-jerk reaction to how I think they might be pronounced, and I just roll with it. What words do I pronounce wrong because of that? I don't know. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm not really... Oh, usually names in books. I just like take like one look at the name and I don't even like I don't know, I don't even think about the pronunciation. I just immediately come up with a knee-jerk pronunciation in my head and just refer to that usually wrong pronunciation the entire length of the book. I don't know why. Probably not good that I do that. Hope that doesn't mean I have like Alzheimer's or something. Alright, anyway, next thing I'm gonna do is, so you know what, I might end up just doing this. I'm gonna go around like so with this white concrete, like so. The block. I'm basically going to outline everything I've done so far. All the way around. Next, what I'm going to do is just follow the outline of this interior wall, except these little kind of short walls sprouting off of this main kind of U shape, like so. Alright, and now this top area here, all the way around, like in this U shape, I'm going to fill in with white concrete, like so. Like that. I'm just going to fill in this one store to illustrate what I'm going to do to all the other stores and all the way around here. So I'm just going to fill this in. This is going to be like a balcony almost. The storefronts, this is like a design I use a lot, where these storefronts act as like a they're like inset, so I can use this area, top area, as like a balcony that'll run through like the lobby area. Alright, so this is like a store basically, empty store. I don't like the fact that the walls are the same color as the ceiling. So normally what I do for that is I take stone slab and I run it along the top of the building like so. Alright. And now, like another major staple of cyberpunk aesthetic is like poor lighting on interiors, or like very kind of ambient lighting with like just kind of faint neon glows of things that like really kind of make a lot of shadows and whatnot, kind of dingy, smoky settings. Although these like kind of bizarre areas with like storefronts are like the most well lit aspects of like the aesthetic that we're going after. So I'm going to put like overhead sea lantern lights in these stores. But before I do that, I'm just going to do that for all these other stores. So coming over top with the white concrete and then underneath with the stone slabs. Alright, as you can see, the white concrete now extends through this entire U area that I was talking about, and all the stores have their own stone slab as the ceiling. Kind of looks like ceiling tiles in a way. Which is kind of what I'm going for. Anyway, let's get some sea lanterns here. Next thing I'm going to do, I just threw away the blocks I'm going to need next. Let's find the center, which is like here. I'm going to find the center actually of this, which should be a perfect square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. So that is the center this door. I think we only really need one sea lantern to light it up. So I guess I just need to find the center of each door. Which is that. Gotta love the lighting in this game. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna use one sea lantern. Kind of keeping it. Why does it do that? Keeping it simple. Spooky. It's thundering out. Alright. Let's see. I'm kind of good at gauging what the center is, but you should definitely double check to make sure that you're putting it in the center of the room. It's kind of hard. It's kind of easy to kind of guess it though. That or I played this game too much and it's become like second nature. I've been playing the survival mode of Minecraft recently with my friends and it's been infuriating. I didn't realize, I usually play it on peaceful, on creative mode, so I'm not used to mobs and how they spawn. But I realize now how easy it is to get them to spawn. So anything that isn't lit with like 1,000 torches is subject to getting mobs to spawn, which is kind of annoying. That was really cool. Oh wow, that was close. Alright. I think I did this right. Actually, I'm a liar. I did this completely wrong. Just kidding. Didn't do it too bad. I'm actually going to go around and extend these out to here. Thought I wanted to have the window set in one block, but I think I'm just going to have it right up against the wall. Because I don't like it kind of being able to see this through the glass and seeing that they're on the same, I guess, plane or whatever. I am OCD that way. Alright, almost done. I would cut this out, but this is so little. It's like right in the middle between being too little to cut, but too much to be interesting to watch. And too repetitive, that is. Alright, so now that we do that, now that we did that, we're going to put glass blocks. Not going to put pane, because I kind of want this to be right up against that glass ceiling. In fact, I might end up doing this, actually. Yeah, that looks better. And more kind of in the spirit of this type of building. It's really hard to not make this building look good. And that's not me like tooting my own horn. I mean like trying to stay in the mindset that you're building like a brutalist, ugly, kind of dystopic building. It's hard. It ain't easy being cheesy. Alright. Almost done. Actually, do I have one more side to do? I think I do. And if you're getting annoyed by the fact that I haven't built a floor and that this whole thing's resting on grass, don't worry. I'm going to fix that. Sorry, it's thundering. Hope that didn't scare anybody. Alright. I'm going to do the same thing to this side, even though it's different. Sure, it has big windows, but not really going to change how they look. Yeah, looking back, if I were to build this all the way to the top, it would kind of look weird being able to see like the trim of the ceiling tiles in the window, or like right up against the window, kind of sagging below the top of the window. This makes much more sense. Alright, almost there. Yeah, this is going to be a long video. Yeah, let me know if you guys like cut up Let's Builds, like the stadium and airport, or if you like these where it's just one long video. I feel like you would like this one better if you're like just kind of binge watching my channel. You'd like something that doesn't constantly cut and like takes a longer time to put out. This, it's like you know that you're going to get a complete build, since I'm not going to put out one episode of something that's not finished, unless you're talking about the airport, which I will finish, I promise. Sorry to those of you who follow along. Alright, or we're following along to that. I will finish that. Alright, so this is what we have now. Looking pretty spooky and dystopian. Next thing we're going to do is fill in these windows right here. Same black stained glass. You know, in case this building wasn't like authoritarian looking enough. Gotta give it the black tinted windows. So even when there's windows to look in, you can't look in. I'm going to fill in all the rest of the windows right now. Alright, so now that all these windows are filled in, I'm going to focus on the core of the building. This is going to be the same way, the entire length of the building, or the entire height of the building. 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, that should be 6. It's going to be kind of encased in this. I'm going to fill this whole thing in, like so. And again, I'm using stone because it is kind of sad. It's a sad texture to use. Perfect for this kind of building. And I'm yawning because I'm tired. I'm just going to fill this in. Alright, so this is where the stairs are going to be and where they're going to be comprised. Alright, so what I'm thinking of is having, let's go 1, 2, 3, something like this. Oh boy. Alright, well that's not going to help anything. Let's see how this looks. 2. Alright, that'll work. So basically, how many do I want? I'm gonna have 4 stairwells in this building. Alright. Let's have it like this. Is that right? 1, 2. And this would be like, oh, that's right, because this is messed up. Alright, so that would be like this. That would be 3 blocks wide. I think that'll work. It's going to be a little narrow, but that's okay. Anyway, I guess I could technically. I'm not gonna do that. Alright, so basically what I'm gonna do is I'll just build out this one. I'm gonna find some iron block, that is. Put that in here. Build this up 6 blocks from the center, or from the bottom, like so. Then I'm going to build this up 6. Alright. This up 6 as well. Like so. Alright, and then I'm going to build the standard old stairwells that I use in buildings, which is just this kind of configuration right here, with the steps running up this kind of central core area, like so. And then this, yeah, actually I'm only going to build this out to here. It'll give us more room for this kind of central area. Yeah, this should work just fine, because this will all just be its own thing. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is do this same exact thing here, and then I'm going to mirror it over here. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, I did what I said I was going to do. I also kind of connected these with this quartz top slab, like so. Then I'm just going to take the next logical step and connect these like so. So this is kind of like the waiting area. Just walk in and do. There's steps and whatnot. Pretty cool. Let's build this out like so. Kind of cover up this area that doesn't need to be seen, like so. And again, this is like, you kind of take some I guess liberties in I guess like just taking cheap shortcuts like this. I know this doesn't look too nice, but again, this is a cheap building, so it doesn't really matter. I guess I could do this, which will make it a little nicer and not really change anything up here. So yeah, that looks a lot better. So you can do that. Same for here. And fill in these areas like so. So that works. And if you wanted to, you could go as far as to just kind of make this a trimming like so. I'm going to do this. I think I like this. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I could even connect it here. Alright, and then once that's done, I might have to put some sea lantern, like so. Just in the center, like that. That works for a lobby, I think. I need to cover this up though. I didn't cover this up yet. Alright, and then for the outer wall, what I'm going to do is use some polished diorite to kind of give it that. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to use some polished granite. Kind of give it a schmaltzy look, I guess is how you can describe it. Like it's trying not to be ugly, but it still is. Like so. Alright. That'll do just fine. Cool. Alright. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build up this core 1. Alright, and notice how I didn't build this exterior wall. I am actually going to do something different up here, obviously. Starting off with this, obviously this entrance doesn't lead anywhere, so I'm just gonna wall that up. Actually, I need to get in here first, so I'm gonna break this open. You can get to this area, so I'm going to make this area nice and accessible, like so. So that works. Again, getting rid of this. Don't need this. Or wait, what am I doing? I meant to do this. Whoops. I am an idiot. I meant to fill this in. Alright, so this is just fine. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is build this granite around the perimeter of this, like so. Except for here. Or how do we have it down here? Oh yeah, we did have it like that. Alright. One thing I am going to do different is I'm going to build this down one more block. Like so. Have this going like this. Alright. Alright, basically I'm going to build this granite up all the way to the top. Like so. All the way there. So yep, all the way to the top like this, but all the way around this core, encasing it completely. Alright, so I encased this core, like I said, in polished granite. Next thing I'm going to do is add lighting to these steps, which the way I do it is just like so. Pretty straightforward. Once I build this up more though, I'll show you the actual pattern I use. But usually when you get to like areas like this, you just put it in the middle, like so. So there's 3, put one in the middle. And if this was here, I would put it... Actually, this is wrong, because I forgot this is 6 blocks high, so it would go up here, not down here. Since there's going to be 5 blocks showing, the 6th being the like floor height, you put it in the middle with 2 on bottom and 2 on top. Alright, so for example, down here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks showing. 1, 2, boom, that's in the middle. So we're not going to put blocks here because we have this block right here. Alright, so that's easy enough. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to I'll just do one side and then cut to when the other sides are done, like I do in the stadium Let's Build, like I've been doing with this Let's Build. Is I'm going to build the interior wall, which is just white concrete, very plain, I know, but the fun part comes when like all the interior design comes in and whatnot. This is pretty much the same process I used with building that building over there. Just starting with like the outer shell, working my way into the core, and then building up, and then starting over, designing a new floor, and then repeating it. So like obviously I started with the bottom, then I built that floor, and then just repeated it up for a certain area. Then I realized I needed to come up with something else, and I built this kind of middle section, and then worked my way up again, and then started changing the floor designs as I went up, until you get like a diverse looking building, or I guess something that's not too repetitive, because while I do clone, I don't want to make it look like I clone, so you gotta be careful of that. Anyway, this is what we have. I'm now going to do this for the other 3 sides of the interior. Alright, so next I'm going to take some black stained clay, or black stained glass pane, and use it as guide railing right here, so people can kind of overlook this lobby area. In fact, I want to try something. I wonder. Let's go 4 out from here. This should work. Should have more than enough space. Let's see. Yep. This will work just fine. Let's have like stairs like that on either side, because why not? And don't need these, obviously. We can use the bone block like so. White stained clay, or white concrete. Use it like that. That's pretty cool. And that's 2 blocks away, so how many blocks did I use? 4. So it's 4 blocks out, 2 blocks away. I'll just keep doing that all the way up. The reason why I cut into this was so I can have as much room between this opening and the stairs as possible. I don't want anything to feel too cramped. Although I don't like using steps like this. Usually they always seem a little too steep to be realistic, like these actual stairs. Instead I like to use slabs and gradually kind of have 3 foot wide steps. Which is basically like the size of a block. I like to use the stone slabs. Alright, so that's nice. Next, what I'm going to do is use some... What am I going to use? What should I use for ground? I will use... No, not polishing undersight. I'll use... Gotta think of a good block. What is this? Is this any good? No, that would look ugly. I mean, I guess I could use this. Let's use this. Or actually, no, let's use this. This is perfect. Oh, wait, where'd it go? I just had it. Where did you go? There you are. For those of you who watched the original Blade Runner, a lot of the interior of buildings kind of had this weird, like Aztec looking aspect to it, or like aesthetic to it, especially like Deckard's apartment. Everything kind of feels like it's made of stone. It almost looks like the Flintstones in some shots. Same thing with Tyrell's like main office area. Kind of has this orange. Well, for one, the Tyrell Corporation is like a giant Aztec pyramid almost. Only like 500 times the size or whatever. But yeah, this is kind of Egyptian looking, or like kind of rustic Aztec, like ruins. Has definitely that appeal to it, or that look to it. So I'm going to use this for the floors, but not the ceiling. Another reason why I want to use 3 or 6 block high floors is because I can have 2 blocks of play when it comes to ceiling versus floor. So obviously I can put a layer of block underneath this without it feeling too claustrophobic. For people who are on the ground, it doesn't feel like the ceiling is ridiculously close to their heads, which is something we don't want. Basically, I'm just kind of outlining this. So yeah, again, you probably know where this is going. I'm going to fill in all of this with this block right here, which I'm not sure, end stone bricks. I'm going to fill all this in with end stone bricks until you can't see anything, even in here, everywhere where I outline basically. And then underneath of that, I'm going to fill in with, let's do the stone slabs again, like we did for the stores. Just fill in like that underneath once all this is filled in. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, I'm going to set the time set to 0. Alright, so it's a little, oh, it's still raining, damn. I didn't think I made it permanent rain, but I guess I did. So this is looking pretty cyberpunk, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, dystopian. Pretty much anything works. Right now I'm just gonna wrap this around the interior walls. Don't want those like edge, this like trimming to be visible from the outside, really. And like every time I start a clip, it's like my body's like, time to burp. I apologize for that. I know some people really hate the sound of bodily functions, me being one of them, and I apologize. Don't know if you heard that, but if you did, yeah, I'm very sorry. I'm gonna have this big kind of open portal area for the doors. Nothing too special. That's kind of cool. Alright. So, you open up the, or you go in, this is what you see. Kind of cool. I'm liking where this is going, but there's not a lot of light, which, like I said, is pretty par for the course for cyberpunk aesthetics and whatnot. So I'm going to count in 4 from this corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put one on each corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th block, that is, sorry. God, I hate these like light glitches. They're annoying. It's like they don't load beyond a certain chunk or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Someone explained to me in the comments why the lighting does that. I have it set to like, I don't have it set to the smoothest lighting possible, but I don't have it turned off, so I don't know why it's doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so I have all 4 corners lit, which obviously isn't enough, but I think I put 5 in between. Right. So that would be here. Oops. Take that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on the 6th block. 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, that'll work. That is equal. That lines up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. With the same thing over here. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3. Cool. And lastly, this side. Alright, so pretty much done with the lobby. I know this is probably annoying a lot of people, the fact that this is grass. Like I said, next time I cut back, I'm just going to put like, probably I'll put the sandstone stuff, or not the sandstone, the nether, the end portal, whatever the fuck this is. End stone bricks. I'll put end stone bricks underneath this. Alright. Except for here, where it's visible, I'm going to put like stone or something at the very perimeter. So this is going to be stone on the very edges, and everything inside of that is going to be the end stone bricks. Alright, but before I do that, I guess while also doing that, I'm going to build up this core one more time. Alright, so I built up the core including the like exterior granite walls around it, exactly like it is below here, 6 blocks below. Although, yeah, but one thing that's different is we're going to want this to be open as well. We're going to want it to mirror that side over there, so we're just going to break this out like so, because again, this is going to be the standard first set of floors. Probably going to go up 5 or so stories. Like I said, this is going to be a tiered building. A lot of, and also like I said, a lot of Cyberpunk buildings are kind of tiered, in that they kind of get wider and deeper as they go up, and their footprint gets bigger as they go up to, I guess, accommodate overpopulation and whatnot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But for right now, it's going to keep its same old kind of dimensions right now. It's going to basically mirror the floor beneath it, the one we just built, only the difference is it's not going to have that big opening because it's not part of the lobby. It's not going to have that atrium area with the steps. It's just going to be plain old 1 story with the ground and ceiling. Pretty simple stuff. Alright, and I'll just build it again to help people, I guess, follow along. So yeah, I'm just going to build one side of the building and then copy it over. I'm going to clone it because I'm a cheater and I'm not a true builder. I remember that was a big thing when I first started, and in no small part because of me. I started in survival mode on the Xbox 360 like 5 or 6 years ago, and there wasn't any creative mode on the Xbox. It had not carried over. I'm pretty sure it was on the PC, not 100% sure though, but there's no creative mode. However, there was a big duplication glitch going around when I built my city. I had no intention of making videos of my Minecraft builds. I just remember hearing that it was coming out for the Xbox 360. I didn't have a capable computer at the time, so I was sad that I couldn't get Minecraft for my computer, but it was a game that like really tickled my fancy when my friends told me about it, and then I think I played like a demo version on my friend's PC at his house. I loved it, and I was like, I want to build a city in this. Because again, I really liked SimCity at the time, and I don't know, it seemed like basically Legos, and I loved playing with Legos as a kid. It seemed like a socially acceptable version of adult Legos in a way, which at the time I don't think I was an adult. I was still a minor, but yeah, I got the game for the Xbox when it came out, and immediately started building a city on peaceful mode. And like my big selling point for my city when I first decided to make a video, I was like, hey, I have a YouTube channel, might as well make a YouTube video of it. My big selling point was that I didn't use the duplication glitch. And I wasn't trying to say that things that use the duplication glitch was superior. I just thought that my city was kind of smaller, on the small side, at least compared to the PC builds that were out at the time. I think High Ross Ferry City was kind of in its prime at that time. So I was really comparing it to that, and like comparing High Ross Ferry City, like a creative build with like that used like every building mod in the book, to great effect. Comparing that to a survival build on the limited for Xbox 360 version, I kind of wanted to give it a selling point that kind of also acted as an explanation for its size. So I was like, I didn't use any duplication glitch. Everything I used was mined by hand, which was true, at least at first. I didn't keep it a secret when I started using the duplication glitch. I just stopped saying that I wasn't using it. And eventually creative mode came out, which is when I started Titan City. But yeah, man, I started rambling and I have no idea where that was going. But yeah, those were the good old days. Remember Adobe 9889? Is that his name? Dolby. I forget his name. Toured my city. I was like, he did like a top 5 cities, and I think mine was number 2. I remember Comlet. I think he was Comic at that time. Now he's like the mustache builder or something, or takeover. Yeah, there was like a whole clan of, it was like a scene. It was like a music scene, but Minecraft. Water Dragon. I don't think Juicy Taz was in that. He might have been. If so, I don't remember it. Spuffy. A lot of builders came out of that era. A lot of them I still see doing cool stuff. So this is what this is going to look like. So yeah, I'm going to build this on the other 3 sides. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, I built all 3 sides, or all 4 sides, the other 3 sides, completing the 4 sides. And I also built the roof, which, don't worry if you're following along and are now, like, feel like you're lost. I literally just did the same thing I did here, with the, even the same lighting layout and everything. Just the, you know, the end stone bricks with the stone slabs underneath, and just every corner I built 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5th block out diagonally from the corner, and then every 6 blocks, so with 5 blocks in between, boom, 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 until I hit the other corner, and these all evenly space out so it won't get confusing or anything. Yep. And again, the core has both sides open, like so. So yeah, this is pretty straightforward. Looks pretty nice as well. Now this is going to be duplicated. This whole floor I'm going to build again 4 more times, totaling in 5 floors. So I'm going to do that now. Alright, so as you can see, this got a lot taller. Pretty cool looking, if you ask me. But it's going to have to change if it's going to stay interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend the footprint of this building out 3 more blocks, like so. Kind of like that. I'm going to take steps. Oops. Steps. Or wait. Stairs. I'm an idiot. Let's take stone brick stairs. Oh, drop them. Let's take some more stone brick stairs. Kind of smooth this out like so. Is that enough? I think that's a little too much. It's a little, actually, if I really wanted to extend it out to 3 blocks, I'd only make it 2, because then the stair would make the 3rd block. So something like that. That looks pretty cool. So I'm going to do that the entire way down. So I'll just do this face of the building and then cut to when I'm done the other bases. So I'm doing a lot of cutting, and I'm running out of storage on my computer. I've yet to buy that terabyte hard drive that I've been talking about in my other videos. So I have limited space, and this is Fraps, so I don't have, it's saving pretty huge files, so I'm gonna have to export this if I'm gonna record any more parts. So alright, I'm gonna do that on the other 3 sides, so it looks pretty cool. So I'll see you when I'm done that. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, I placed these things on all 4 corners of the building. And now I'm going to extend the floor plan so that these have a purpose. So I think I'm going to do it like this, pretty much. But yeah. I recently, or just now, updated my computer. It was nagging me about an update, and I was putting it off for like days. It was the creators update or whatever. I just now started getting notifications about it this past week, and I thought, okay, I'll download it. It didn't tell me what it was, but I realized after it was completely downloaded, it said this is the creators update. And now that I downloaded it, I've been having issues with creating, which is kind of fucking stupid. I Like right now I'm recording this gameplay and there's a huge, there's like weird latency issues with my screen. I don't know why. It's like half of the screen, like the refresh rate's like different from the other half of the screen. It's kind of sickening to watch. Like it's like I'm getting motion sickness trying to play this game. I hope it doesn't show up on the recordings. The file type that Fraps records in doesn't really play well on Microsoft's built-in movie viewer application. Like this is awful. Like I'm not sure if you can see this, but it's pretty bad. Very angry that a update aimed at helping creators is doing this to my computer and making it impossible to create, almost impossible to create, or at least very annoying to create. But I hopefully I can remedy this somehow. I updated my drivers. I updated the drivers to my both GPUs in this computer. One being the NVIDIA GTX 950M or 960M. I forget. I think it's the 950M. And the other being the Intel's HD 4400, whatever, like integrated graphics, which I never use. I'm using the NVIDIA graphics card, at least to play this game. But it's not happy. I tried updating all of its drivers, and I did update some drivers, but the problem is still here, which is annoying. And yeah, a little bummed about that. So yeah, I don't know. I'll look online. I didn't really do any research about if anyone else is having this issue, but I am. I'll have to look up if Windows updates are messing with anybody else's computer. So yeah. So next thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to cut it just in case that this is like messing with anybody the latency issue. But what I'm going to do for all the windows on all four corners is I'm just going to break this like so, make that one shorter. I'm going to bring this out like so, like that, so that from the street you're not looking at the brick texture. So that's not a very good exterior texture, at least for in terms of matching the current exterior we have going, just the gray. This kind of clashes. And then I'm going to put steps there, so like that. I'll just do it one more time, and then cut back to when I'm done. Just fill this in like so. Alright, and this latency issue is getting really annoying. Alright, so I'm just going to do that all the way down, all the way down. Okay, so I did the thing I said I was going to do, and now I'm going to build this up 6 blocks, aka 1 floor, and this screen shuttering is getting very annoying. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3. Alright, so basically going to do that. I'm going 3 blocks in, just like I did over there. This floor is going to be different from the floors above it. This is going to be its like kind of own type of floor. I don't know if this is an issue with Minecraft or what, but this is really weird and really frustrating. And sorry if you can't see what I'm angry about. I don't know if it's showing up in the recordings. The frame rate is just fine for my computer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have it locked at 30 frames per second. Although I could probably do 60. I don't want to save that big of files. 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. The floors above this one are going to have balconies, because like I said, this is going to be like a pretty much a residential flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or like a hotel of some kind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I did 6. It's hard to tell when your screen is flickering like ridiculously crazy. I don't know. Part of me hopes it's showing up, because this is just ridiculous. Thanks. Thank you, Creators Update, for impeding me creating. Alright. So I hope this is starting to make sense, why we extended this out the way we did. It's to kind of make... I mean, I did a time-lapse of a building like a couple years ago that also kind of had the steps designed to it. Not this drastically, though. But this is like my idea for this building. Alright. Now, instead of putting windows, I think this is kind of leaning too close to just normal looking building. Which we can't have. This has to look more bleak, so what I'm going to do is, instead of I'm still gonna put windows, but they're gonna be like basically like almost like bunker windows. I'm gonna do this using andesite, I think is what it's called. Andesite. Like I said, I look at words and I just kind of come up with a knee-jerk pronunciation without actually spelling it out. And don't worry, this whole building isn't going to be like this. Like I said, this is going to be a one-time deal. It looks pretty cool. I'm digging that. At the very end of this, I'm going to put like a lot of kind of details on the walls, I think, of this building, or like like the facade, like little details, like security cameras and whatnot, which usually I use like the tripwire thing. Makes a good kind of impression of a security camera, and like little like antennas and stuff for like, I don't know, whatever technologies in this building. Alright. So next, what I'm going to do, now that this singular wall is done, is I'm going to build this on the other 3 remaining sides of the building, and I'm also going to build up the core 1 floor, and that's including this exterior wall as well. Alright, I'm back, and my computer's acting weird, but I did what I said I would do. I built these 4 walls and the core. This is the second time I tried to record this. The first time my computer crashed. I'm still getting the weird fucking whatever latency issue with my screen, though it is admittedly a little bit better. I think my computer's not liking the update at all. That or there's an issue between the update and Minecraft, or between the update and Fraps. Not quite sure which one's which, although Minecraft was acting weird. For a second, it was the full screen stopped working, and it was only covering like a chunk of my screen, like the upper left corner of my screen, and it didn't extend the full size of my display, which is weird. Never did that before. Had to restart my computer, which I did. It started working again, but then my computer crashed. So yeah, not too much fun at all. Hopefully I can finish this before I throw my computer out a window. So I'm going to do that on the other 3 sides of the building. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, I filled in all the areas that wasn't this end stone with end stone, and this floor is pretty much done. Obviously what's next is we have to light it up and make it look nice. So basically I'm just going to build in the same thing we've been doing, although I'm going to hold off on the lighting with the sea lantern. So I'm going to fill this with first a layer of end stone like this, only all the way around, and underneath that a stone slab layer, even like right up against these windows. So this is going to be a pretty dark, kind of moody building, or built floor, that is. And by the way, I did look at the footage. The shuttering issue is not showing up. It's only on my end, so it's probably just like a display issue. I'll get that sorted out so I won't be bitching the rest of the episode. So yep, I'll see you when I'm done that. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, I put in the ceiling, or I guess the floor, depending on which way you look at it. And underneath that, if you come down here, you have the stone slabs. However, there is no lighting, and that's because since this is a larger footprint, I didn't know if I was going to have to change the lighting. It may end up being the same as the other floors, but I'm going to count 5 instead of 4 this time. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess this would be the same. Actually, no. I'm going to go 6. So there's 5 blocks. And let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if this would work. And so it's like every 6. 2, 3, 5, 6. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So we're going to do 6 again. Although it might not work, since 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, it does work. Sweet. Unfortunately, the lighting in this game is kind of atrocious. So yeah, we had to do that. That's okay though. Still, I'm getting really bad shuddering on my end, so bear with me if I'm like acting erratically or building like the wrong blocks, or blocks in the wrong places. Not doing that on purpose. I'm experiencing really frustrating working conditions right now, I guess you could call them. But anyway, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, that's good. And then just one more time here. 2, 3, 4. Alright, I think that's good lighting, even though it's kind of glitched out. Yeah, I kind of realized how much this game has been pushed to its limits. Like, the building aspect is so huge, but I feel like they weren't really planning on the scales that people build at. which would explain a lot of the lighting issues, of the fact that TNT glitches out if you use more than like 5 pieces of it and all that stuff. But anyway, and also how much lighting is needed to keep things from spawning, primarily monsters. Alright, so now we're going to start on the floors with balconies. So we're going to start the same way we did the last one. However, I'm going to do this. So, alright. So this is going to kind of extend. We're going to put floor here. I'll do this at either end, just so things don't get confusing. So I'm going to break this off and then fill this in like so. Alright, and then same thing, stone slab. I'll do this on each of the 4 corners, I think. I've yet to play this game without fraps on since the update, so maybe it is just the combination of fraps and Minecraft that are giving me these ridiculous issues. Alright, so that looks pretty cool. Alright, enough bitching from me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8. One thing I want is there to be alternating between actually, do you know what? No, I'll make these all balconies. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, I'm going to stick to the pattern of building one side and then cutting to when all 3 sides are built, just to speed things up. So these are actually going to go back 2 more blocks, so 1, 2. Actually, these end ones aren't, because I don't want these to be blocked off at all. Alright. So next, I'm going to take some black stained clay. Obviously, this is going to be railing. That's pretty cool. Now, I don't like the... Ooh. Yes. I don't like the fact that I don't like this as an exterior thing, so I'm going to showed up in the audio of this, but that was terrifying. Whatever that was. Clear this out. This is good, like, exterior kind of balcony material. Balcony floor material, I think. It's kind of grimy. And gross. Just like a dystopic cyberpunk building, so I will use it. There we go. And if you guys like want inspiration for like cyberpunk or future noir kind of themed builds, I would definitely watch. There's some cool videos on like how they made models and stuff for like Blade Runner and like the new Blade Runner 2049 and like the set design. There's like plenty of documentaries on that because it's a pretty like important film, I think, to a lot of it's a pretty historically significant, and I just hit the mic, I apologize for that. It's pretty historically significant film. I'm going to use these kind of dark oak doors, which I know might not make sense, but they kind of have like the look I'm going for. I'm really gonna have to figure out what I'm doing here. Next, do this. Kind of switched from stone to andesite to kind of mix things up. Kind of give it a more metallic look. I don't want it to look too like in this game especially. It's kind of easy to make things look medieval when you're going for like a kind of gritty look. I didn't want to do that by accident. Alright, so next I'm going to take some quartz. Don't need that right now. I'm going to run it along here. Unless there's a... Actually, I might take just this. Run it through here like that. So that looks pretty cool. Alright, next I'm going to do this. Put in windows. Alright. Yeah, it's hard to figure out what I'm going to do with the corners when I still have the still don't really have the floor plan planned out too much. But that looks pretty cool. And a good thing to light is this end rod. Just put 2 of those. Or maybe, actually no. I'll just put a torch. Actually, redstone torch would be nice. Like a red light. Oops. Alright. So that looks pretty cool. And one thing I don't want to forget is this. Just gonna fill in these. That way when we put the... Is this right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. That way this won't be showing through the bottom when we build the floors on top of this one. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Give it some like character, but not too much character. I'll do this. There's some like overlap between like Cyberpunk and like Art Deco almost, especially if you look at the original Blade Runner and look at some of the buildings in that. They have very kind of clunky, almost like 30s design aesthetic to them. There's one building in particular that's like one of the main buildings that looks like something out of like Rapture. Alright, so that's pretty cool. I think we're good. Now to figure out what to do about these corners. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna build what I have so far, minus that. Yeah, I'm gonna build this on the other 3 sides and then go from there. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, I copied this all the way around, and I also built up the core 1 floor, which I've been doing a lot, so you guys should know how to do that by now. If not, I apologize. But anyway, now I need to figure out what the hell I'm going to do with these corners. I think I'm going to do something along the lines of this. I'm going to kind of turn them into just kind of like something like that. That would look pretty cool, I think. So nothing really... I don't think they're going to be balconies of any kind. Instead, they're just going to be something like that. And I'll do that all the way around. Yeah, so I'm going to do this. Sorry, I'm like having trouble talking because I'm very focused on trying to build with this lag or a latency issue or whatever it's probably not a latency issue. I probably sound like an idiot. It's like something to do with the screen refresh, and I said I would stop bitching about it, so I'm just gonna stop bitching about it and try and ignore it. But yeah, after this I'm going to start doing the floor plan, because these are going to be individual rooms. It's not just going to be an open floor space like it has been. I like to leave like non-residential space open and like unallocated in case people want to download this world or this like building and like put in whatever they want. But for same goes with like furnishing and whatnot. I usually don't do furnishing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I guess, oops. Yeah, I'm gonna fill these in. I guess I can make this a balcony and give this definitely. It would up the amount of balconies from 6 to 8 on each side, which would definitely give a lot more rooms and give this building a lot more capacity. But on the other hand, that would be pretty cramped. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So that would mean doing what I initially said I wouldn't do, which is extend these out like that, and then this could be like storage space or something. But anyway, then I'm just going to make these two into basically what I have been building. Just, oops, put that in the wrong place. Just like kind of open window, open windows and doors, which are right here. Boom, 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 and then can't forget these. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Also, this. While I'm here, I might as well do this. Alright, and then lastly, the torch. Which do produce some light, just not a lot of it. And like I said, dim lights are like the bread and butter of Cyberpunk neo-noir. Or not neo-noir, future noir, sorry. Alright, so I'm going to put buttons on here as well. And basically I'm going to build the other three corners like that. Alright, so now that the corners are done, I'm going to start laying out the floor plan. Blown, I meant bone. Going to use the cruddy looking bone block. I'm going to bring this out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sure I have at least 3 blocks of space, so 8's going to do it. Alright, so these are going to be the smallest rooms. I think here I'm going to bring it out to 4, 5, to like here. Alright. So that works. So the corner rooms are going to be the most luxurious of the rooms, I think, because they're going to have not only this balcony area but this little corner area, so they might end up having more space than the others. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or wait, yeah. Actually, no. Let's do this 3 as well. These are going to be pretty kind of compact and constricting hallways. Which again, this is a pretty dilapidated, ugly building. Low rent building, so that's fine. Alright, I'm only going to go 1 block high. Once I get this planned out, I'm going to bring it up to 6, but I'm keeping it 1 in case I want to change something. And I want each room to have 4 doors leading to the balcony, so I'm going to make this a room. I guess these corner rooms will have 8, so yeah, these corner rooms are going to be the most luxurious, so that's itself is 1 room, as well as this right here. And I'm going to do the same thing here. 2. Alright, making sure that the bones are pointed up, the bone blocks. Alright. So we have 4 rooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this area in the middle. This is going to become 2 rooms. Let's split this in half. These are going to be the smaller rooms. Which again, in Minecraft, this is probably a pretty sizable apartment in real life, but in Minecraft, when everything you have to work with is like at least a meter in like a dimension, a meter cubed in dimension, you run out of space pretty quickly. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Now for doors, let's do this. There's going to be a door here. I'm going to go like a block in. Cool. Alright. Boop. Alright. And then if you had to split this one. It's going to be a pain to light. I just know it. Alright, so this door's going to be here, and this one's here. Alright. So we've got a door going to each room. So this is going to be the floor plan. So I'm going to build all these up to here, everywhere where there's bone block. Alright. As you can see, I did more than I said I would do. I did bring these up to 6 blocks high, the bone whatevers, the bone blocks. I also put in this, what is it called? Dark Prismarine. I put this in the hallway area and nothing else. This is still the end stone bricks. I just thought I'd differentiate the hallways from the rooms themselves. As you can see, I left the area above the doors empty because I didn't really specify what I would do. I just said that I'd bring the bone blocks up. I didn't want to confuse anybody, so what I'm going to do now, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to put steps on top of the doors, make it look pretty. And it's interesting. I thought I had my recording locked on 30 frames per second, but it's at 60 now, so I don't know. Maybe there was something wrong earlier. Personally, I can't tell. It's as if I'm playing at like 20 frames per second. This stuttering is getting really bad. Right now it's saying it's recording at 90 frames per second. It's a little scary. I don't know if it's actually recording or not. It's red. I'm basically questioning everything that's happening because I don't trust my computer right now. I never trust it after it acts weird for a little bit. Especially when I'm recording like hour-long things. I expect the worst. Alright, so you walk in, this is what you're going to see. It's obviously dark. And since this is such a broken up floor plan, I think the easiest way to do lighting is to put the layer of stone brick first. And to do that, I'm going to do this. Build this out. Like so. So this is 5 blocks, so the middle is going to be 2 blocks in. Like that. So I want to put a corner. Put it in the corner like that. For these, it's going to be 1 block in since this is only 3 blocks wide. And then we're going to do the individual lighting for all the rooms, obviously. yeah, I don't know. It's hard building a cyberpunk building with both an interior a cyberpunk building that also has an interior, because I don't know, a lot of the there's no real cyberpunk building. They're all like models used in movies or whatnot, or games, and there's external features that might not make sense within with an interior. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Let's try 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. That's gonna work. Cool. I knew it was gonna work because it lined up with the middle of the core. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. Alright. So this is going to be a little different. It's going to be 6 on this side, so I have to start from over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. But that makes sense because this is one block out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. And then we just fill the spaces in between with this. And we got ourselves some lighting. Let's fill this in. I know this is like a long build, but I don't know. If you want to listen to music while you build this, if you listen to the Vangelis original score for the original Blade Runner, it'll definitely give you some building inspiration. But anyway, I'm going to do the same thing. In the corners, I'm just going to put one light like that. Just to light that area. Pretty simple. It's kind of hard though, because this is stone, or this is window pane, or glass pane. So there's like a little bit of space in between them, which actually looks kind of good when compared to stone pane, or stone slab up against like a full block of glass. This, it looks like there's like an intentional kind of space between them. Alright. Next I'm going to light these corner rooms, since I'm here. It's easy to, if you break the room up into shapes, or polygons I guess, or rectangles, like this. Maybe better at placing lighting. So if you just do that and that, then maybe something like this. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. And then just fill in the empty spaces, like so. This is kind of tedious. I'll just do like one. Actually, no, I can't just do one side because all these sides are different from each other. This is gonna be rather annoying, I think, to make. And again, the reason why I'm building this one block below is because on top of this is going to be the end stone brick, whatever it's called. do 4 corners like that. I'll do the same thing for this one as well. I think this is the same floor area, so I can get away with the same light layout for this one. Boom, 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 boom. Alright. And this is just a mirror of the other corner we did. And again, I'm just going to break this room up into smaller rectangles, because I already kind of forget how I did it last time. I know I put them here, and then it was like, no, oh yeah, this one here, this one there, this one like this. Alright, that's how we did it. Alright, I was wondering what I did wrong. And then once I'm done this, I'll show you what it looks like in the bottom, or like in the rooms themselves now. And this is another good reason, like I said, like why I'm using 6 block high rooms instead of 4 block high rooms. You have plenty of room to give like rooms lighting and whatnot. Alright, break out. Same thing, and do like the 4 corners like I did with the other room, the other middle rooms, I guess. Definitely light this sparingly. I'm not like having like a whole rack of like overhead lights. Oh no, I did this wrong. Fuck. Fuck. I hate this. I hate it when I do this. I was wondering why I wasn't doing that right. One of the downsides of putting this layer first. It's easy to illustrate like how to arrange lights when you're building this layer first, but it is hard to like put stones. It's easy to put stone slabs on the wrong like level or layer or whatever. Boom, 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 boom. This Let's Build might end up being as long as the movie it's inspired by. Also is slow and boring. Because I was running out of space for my footage, and so I like compressed and like exported the first batch of clips, and then deleted them, and it ended up coming to like an hour. So this is like, and I'm like not even, well, I'm almost done. There's not going to be many more, like after this there's going to be, what is there going to be? I'm just going to like do like another variation of this floor, which shouldn't take too long, and that's pretty much it. And there's just like the top, like adding in the tops on the details, and then yeah, I guess there's still quite a bit of detail work to do, but oh well. I'm just gonna do the 4 corners of these square rooms. I'm not really looking for full coverage in terms of lighting, because again, this is like a a noir setting. Don't want the best lighting in the world, just kind of want ambient lighting. Again, gonna go with the 4 corners thing. I did it again. Fuck me. God damn it. This is like so slow, and I just want it to be done so I could get on to the next thing, but I keep messing up. It's late for me. It's like 11 o'clock at night, which I know is like not that late to some people, but when you're getting up at like 6:30 in the morning to go to work and whatnot, it's pretty fucking late. Although I don't have work tomorrow. I do, but not my original. I partly why I haven't been making so many videos is because even when I'm not working, I'm working. Like I have a lot of side hustles, I guess, like with gardening and whatnot, that I do when I have off. I get 2 days off, and I spend those days working because I'm saving up for stuff. And I'm gonna work myself to death, but whatever, man. I know how the Japanese feel. And even when I'm playing games, I'm like technically working because like I'm on the payroll for Machinima. I'm making money off of this. So it's like I've monetized everything in my life. Hooray. I'm either working at my cafe, when I'm not doing that, I'm working in a garden or at a conference center. And when I'm not doing that, I'm playing Minecraft, making Minecraft videos for YouTube. So it's, I don't know, can't complain. It doesn't make it less of a video game, I guess. So, I mean, I have to talk to myself while I play. I mean, I'm talking to you guys, but right now I'm talking to myself. It feels like I'm talking to myself. Just kind of weird. Like, it's gotten to the point where when I'm not recording and I'm just playing games with my friends, I feel like I'm talking all the time. And like whenever there's just like radio silence, I have to like say something, because I've been conditioned to fill in silence with just random yammering, because it's what I do. But yeah, I don't know why. Oh, that's right, I already said why I didn't cut this out. It's because all these rooms are different shapes, and I can't, it's not one uniform thing that I can just, that's repetitive enough. So I apologize for this being extremely slow. This file size alone is probably going to be a couple gigabytes, maybe 20 gigabytes, because Fraps is ridiculous. Alright, so I did that, finished. Whew, that was a lot. Now I'm going to fill in this area right here with this stuff, basically mirroring what you see down here, where this floor is that and this floor is that. I'm going to mirror that up here, where this floor is that and this floor is that. So all the rooms are going to be the end stone bricks, and the hallways that are kind of, it's like the membrane around the core, is going to be the dark prismarine. So I'm going to cut to when I'm done that. Alright, so now that that's done, I did this. This whole floor is done, and the next thing I'm going to do is repeat this floor 9 more times to give the building a total of 10 floors with this layout. It might be like 17 floors in total, counting the 2 we used at the for the lobby and the 5 we used for this floor design. So yep, when I cut back, there's going to be 9 more of these floors. Alright, so now that we got that, 10 stories, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool. Looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. This is going to go up 10 more, or 2 more stories. So what I'm going to do, it's going to be a little different. Basically, I'm going to kind of duplicate this. So and this is like going out. Up here, it's going to go back in. Once I come back here, and basically this whole floor is going to be blank, pretty much. So from here, I believe. Would that look alright? No, I should keep it stone. So yeah, this building's actually going to be pretty tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. That might be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. Alright, so I'm going to do this side, and this is going to be another one of those deals where I'm going to do one side and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'll cut to when the other 3 sides are done, just to speed this up, because this is like going to be 3 hours long. So I apologize. It's going to be probably my longest video I've ever put out, which I guess is good, putting out longer content. I mean, people listen to podcasts and whatnot, although this isn't really podcast quality. I'm not very good substitute for a podcast, since this is like, there's one topic, and it's this building. Usually podcasts keep it fresh with like stories and whatnot, but this is just 3 hours of me rambling while I build a building, which some people like, I guess. I'm not very good at selling myself. I take it. Alright, so this is going to go up like this. It's a little bit taller than the other one. That's okay. So I'm just going to do this. I'm doing like the step thing. The shutter thing has not gone away, so it is very hard for me to build. But I can still build pretty easily. Like, accurately. Oops. So hopefully you're getting the gist of what I'm doing. Did that over here as well. Boom, boom. Okay, then I'm going to fill this in. Like so. So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah. I might do this, actually. I might take some andesite. And actually, I'm gonna just give it some variation. I'm gonna do this. Alright. So now that that's done, I'm going to, again, do this on the 3 other sides that are remaining. Since this floor is not going to be like one of these floors, I'm going to replace all the bone block that's sticking out and the this block that's sticking out with the end stone bricks, and I'm going to build this up 1 floor. So I'll see you when I'm done that. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, I built these walls on all of the sides. I've also taken the liberty of raising this a floor like I said I would, but I also, I also did what I'd say here, and I got rid of like the floor plan of like the room floors below and just made this all end stone bricks. I also did the same thing to the top here and put in the next floor, so you won't have to watch me do that. One thing I didn't do is lighting, so I'm gonna do that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm gonna go to the corner. Not sure if this is gonna line up now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully this lines up. I'm not sure. Alright, so it does not. So I'm gonna have to go. Let's try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I'm gonna try 3 now. Basically, there's probably some math I could do that would make this a lot easier, but this might actually work. Nope, it doesn't work. Fuck. How the hell am I gonna do this? Well, if I did this, moved it up 1, and then did 3, I think that'll work. This is my least favorite part of building. This lighting. Because it never lines up quite the way you want it to. Alright. So, yep, that lines up pretty well. So I can break these. And it's the center. So that works just fine. Getting the shutters again, which is really annoying. Fill those in. Alright, and I'll just do the same thing here. So every 3. I'll do it to here. Do the same thing over here. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Alright, so we have that, and then hopefully this lines up, which I think it will. It should, if my math is correct. Yep. Alright, so that's lit, literally. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to build up 1 more floor, do the same exact lighting we did on that floor. The only thing that's going to change is this wall. It's going to be a little more open. Alright, so, Alright, so I'm just going to explain what I'm going to do next. I'm going to build, here, I'll build this wall and then I'll explain what I do. What I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. This out. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that should be 6. Alright, then I can put this up like so. building up from these inclines. Alright. You can fill this in like so. Should have squares like that. Just look pretty cool. I'm gonna fill these in like so. Build up. So basically, I'm gonna have squares like this, which is pretty cool. This is like a kind of like maintenance floor, not really meant for the general public. This is probably where like custodial things and like heating systems would be. Alright, and I can barely play the game because my frame rate's going crazy, even though it's recording at a steady frame rate. I'm playing as though it's on like 10 frames per second, and it's like the screen is just, it's like, I don't know, damn, not good at all. Probably going to ditch Fraps after this. I realized how old Fraps was. I thought they were regularly updating it. It hasn't been updated since 2013, so I'm guessing that's the problem. That Fraps is just shitty and old. But I don't really like open broadcast software. OBS. A lot of people use that, but like the recording quality is pretty shit, in my experience. So that's what we have. Pretty cool. What I'm going to do now is take black stained glass, fill that in, like so. I'm not sure how this is going to look, but I'll try it. Actually, this might be alright. I was thinking of putting paint this in front, but I don't really like that. I just like it like this. Alright. That's cool. Alright, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to build this, the core, I'm going to build this wall all the way around. The other three sides, same thing. I'm going to build this up 2 times, so 2 floors up. Then I'm going to, on top of this floor, I'm going to build this floor again minus these things. Alright, so this all the way around, this up 1, and then putting in the ceiling, then this up again, total of 2. Then I'm going to build this floor again, but I'm not going to put in these, and probably not this, since this, I don't really need it there. Alright, so I'll see you when I'm done that. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, I did what I said I was going to do. I built this wall on the other 3 sides of the building. They're there, trust me. And then I built this floor again right up here, minus the these like little buttress looking things. Same interior throughout the 3 floors, just like the same lighting, just big empty, and with big empty space with the 3 block apart lighting fixtures. So I'm gonna go down to the floor with the windows, same thing, just with the windows. And then down here is the same floor as the floor 2 floors above this one, the current top floor. And next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some repetitive stuff, something I've already done. And I apologize for people who are building this by hand. You're probably going to get angry, because I'm going to build these 11 floors all the way, or build these 11 floors again starting here, right? Let me see. Yeah, starting here, I'm going to build from this block up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to this 11th floor right here. Alright. I'm not, however, going to build this floor with like the kind of supports jutting out. I'm not going to build these because obviously this floor is not the same as the floor up here. It's a little bit smaller and a little more like kind of varying because this has these like vertical supports jutting out. That does not. So obviously this on this will not be the same as this on that. So it's going to look like it's jutting out at first, which is fine. We'll fix that. I'm basically just going to clone from there to there on top of here. So I will see you when I'm done that. Alright, so I'm back and I said what I was going to do, or I did what I said I was going to do, sorry. I mated that with this, and as you can see it's a pretty awkward fit. So if it looks like this, you did it right, don't worry. I know it looks bad. So now what we're going to do is kind of make this more of a clean transition. Obviously we're going to start by breaking these away and just filling it in. Oh, thought I changed the stone. Filling it in like so. Giving it the same width like that. So that makes more sense. Correct. And then gonna come over here and do the same thing with the other sides. And you probably noticed the overhang with the floors. So hopefully you didn't copy the floor beneath this too. That would totally mess up the stairs and whatnot. So that's like something to watch out for. But don't worry, we're gonna fix that overhang after this. Once I fix these corners and make them nice and flush with the building, and then after that we're going to make these up here to complete the transition, I guess, to these floors again. Oops, forgot to break these. Alright, so we got that down. Now we're gonna sneak or slide up into here. Then we're going to break this down one block. Break them all the way to here. Alright, then I'm going to build the this out to like here. So I'm going 3 blocks out, obviously. Exciting gameplay, I know. But this is like confusing, I feel like. So I want to make sure everyone who's following along knows how to do this. But I am only going to do it once and then cut to when the other sides are done. So I'll just finish this whole area. So next what you're going to do is take stone and build down to here, like that. And then you're going to take stone brick stairs, build this like so. Pretty cool. And then here you're going to build stone slabs, although some of these are going to get broken away, as you'll see in a second. Not that many. Still trying to be as efficient as possible when building this. Alright. So that's cool. Then what I'm going to do is everywhere there's this, you're going to break it and you're going to build out like that, basically mirroring that down there. You're going to do that every single one, like so, including this one on the end. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1, and then, alright, then I'm going to take the brick stairs again, kind of smooth out this angle. Oops, messed that up. And you're just going to do this for the rest of them, obviously. Alright, so that's what it's going to look like when you're done. Pretty cool, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for the other 3 sides. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, I put this on every side of the building. So now I have like a nice smooth transition back into this layout. Next thing I'm going to build is... what am I going to build? I think I'm going to build these 2 floors again, along with, so basically I'm just going to copy from, would it be here? Yeah, it would be here. So from that block all the way up to this block right here, so right above this window. So boom to boom. Not this one, but this will be the last block. So copy those 2 floors, including these. So I will see you when I'm done that. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, I built these 2 floors again. Pretty cool. And now we're going to cap off this building and build like the final couple floors. I kind of have an idea for what I want to do. I'm going to start with the... what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to... do this. So I'm lining this up with that, right? So that's that, alright? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So I'm gonna build these out like so. And then what I'm gonna do is, actually no, I'm not. I'm gonna do this. 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so that is how far I need to come out. So this is going to line up to here. Like that. Can get rid of this. Hopefully this will make sense in a second. So this will go up 5. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so basically I'm going to build these in like this. And again, I'm just going to build this one floor, or one side. Hopefully this will look pretty cool. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. That looks pretty cool. And then again, it's like here, I believe. One, two, three, four, five. Alright. Cool, so basically you're making like a cube right here. Although, don't need to fill in these quite yet. It's probably going to go a little farther up. However, I am going to fill this in with sea lantern, like so. I'm gonna fill this, or not fill this, but put in stone, run that across the bottom. I'm gonna do that 2 blocks wide. Or actually, this is going to come out like so. One more, yeah, so like this. This will make sense in a second. This like so. Alright, almost there. This gets out too. Alright, so that is good. Then I'm going to build out like this, covering the end stone bricks. They kind of look ugly for as an exterior material. I want this to be kind of covered like so. So this is like the roof of the building, if you haven't figured that out yet. Cover these as well. And then I'm going to take this, step these like so. Yeah, this is going to be ridiculously long. Let's build. I guess I apologize for that. Alright. So that's what we have. Looks pretty cool. And next, what I'm going to do is fill all this in with stone, or not stone, stained glass. The the reason why I made this 2 blocks is because I want to put this in front. Like that. Alright. I'm not sure the level of detail I'm going to put into this building, in this Let's Build, because a lot of that's pretty open-ended, like where to put antennas and whatnot. I'm definitely going to put some in the Let's Build. I just don't want this to go way too long, which I already feel like it's doing. So that's what I'm going for right now, that kind of look. And from the side it should look kind of like inclined, yeah. So that's kind of cool. And actually, it would be even cooler if I did this, I think. How does that look? I wonder. That looks pretty cool, I think. And then I could do this, possibly. That look cool if I did this and filled that in. Yeah, I think I'll do that all the way down. Definitely make the interior look cool when like natural light comes through the windows. Alright, then I'm gonna put these in. And then build these. You know, I'm gonna do that down there. Alright, then I'm going to, I forgot to build these out. Just 2 blocks. Boom boom. Alright, then I'm going to do what I said I originally wouldn't do, which is build these into a cube, like so. Oops. I'm gonna go over here. Do that. Don't really have to fill these in, wouldn't be a need. You could if you want, but this is just going to be unused space. I'm going to take this andesite. I'm going to, oops, fill every corner of this in, like so. Guess I forgot to do that. Alright. Oops. So like that. I'll do that on the other end as well. Alright, next I'm going to build this on the 3 other sides and then build the core up one. Alright, so I did that, and I also did something extra, as some of you probably noticed. I built these 3, and I also built this up, but I also connected these squares, these cubes that we made, with 1 layer of stone just running from, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks wide, all the way, just the same width of our cubes. And I just connected them like so. I thought this was a pretty cool effect. It looks interesting, and I don't know, kind of differentiates the building. Also, it makes these lights look pretty cool. But anyway, next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the what am I going to do? I'm going to put in the layer of stone slab, and then the layer of end stone bricks up to the like building up to the core like I have been. So all this will be filled in, so I'll see you when I'm done that. Alright, I'm back, and not only have I filled in this area with the stone slab and the end stone bricks, I also went around and made a wall 3 blocks high 1, 2, 3, all the way around this outer perimeter. So on top of that thing, the this square I made, but didn't show. So that's been built. I also built up the core one more floor, but I didn't build up these this outer wall with it. I just built up the stone core. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill these in, because for some reason they're not filled in. Could have been the way I cloned it. Is possible. Next, what I'm going to do is basically there's going to be 4 platforms for the antennas and whatnot. That's not only where the antennas are going to be. I'm going to show you in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a square. This is like the cube that we were working on. So build this up like that. And basically this is what we're gonna put our, this is gonna be like a platform for our antennas and like dishes, radio dishes, whatnot. All the crazy stuff that Cyberpunk, Blade Runner-esque buildings have, because it's the future, and everybody knows that, I don't know, there's a lot of antennas in the future and whatnot, on buildings and everything. Makes sense with a bunch of like flying cars everywhere. I guess it's like radio control stuff. At least that was my thinking for the building over there. That building has a parking lot on its roof for flying cars, which is why there's all those red lights and whatnot. This building can have something similar, though this doesn't have a parking lot of any kind. Alright, so next, what am I going to do? Well, I'll show you. I'm going to take stone slab, and I'm going to... Oh, wait, this might be perfect. Yep. So I'm going to step it down like that, all the way down. So I'm going to extend this all the way down. Boom. All the way down to there on all 4 sides as well. Then I think I'm going to, well, first I'm going to do this, since these steps now lead to nowhere. Oh, that's another thing I did. This is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5 blocks high. I replaced the 6th block of the core height with a stone slab. So I just kind of did that. Nothing too special. Next, I'm going to get rid of this. Don't need this. Doesn't lead anywhere anymore. So what I'm going to do is do that. Then I'm going to get some of this. Put that there, like so. Same thing here. Get rid of this. Same thing here. Get rid of this. Doesn't lead anywhere. Oops. And then finally over here. So we're almost done with this. Let's build. Almost. Next, what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to fill, well, like I said, I'm going to do the step thing. Going to fill this. I think I might cover this with concrete, so gray concrete. Where are you? No, that's not what I want. I want light gray concrete. Going to build a step up to here. Then I'm going to fill this with concrete from like all this space for, like up against here, like fill all this with gray concrete all the way around. Yeah, so I'll see you when I'm done all those things. Alright, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take stone and basically build out from this like that. Do the same thing here. Boom, 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 boom. I think this is right. Actually, no. This is going to be a little strange, because this is going to be stepped. So what I'm going to have to do is do this. Alright. So this is going to go out a little farther than I had anticipated. And that's it for this opening area. We're going to leave that be. And then this is going to be like this. It's going to be like that. Alright. It's going to be like that. And then this is going to build like this. Hopefully you kind of see the pattern. Then this gets built out one more. Oops. Alright. So it kind of has that cool stepped effect. Stepped effect. Sorry. So this is like the kind of like roof entrance, and since this is going to be probably like a limited access thing, let's put doorways here, and let's make them these doors. These look kind of, actually no, they do not look cyberpunk at all. Let's give it iron doors. Same for over here. Although, actually, do you know what? Let's do this. Let's just wall this off and make it so that there's only one entrance. So that people who shouldn't be up here don't come up here. Let's give this pressure plates like that, and then let's give this buttons. Just open both. Yeah, that's alright. We can have it open both. Or if we want it to be, we could do this. So that only opens that, that only opens that. Cool. So, boom. There we go. Alright, so that's the building, pretty much. Now it's on to the details. Starting from the bottom, let's put things, we could put things like tripwire hooks like on every corner to kind of give the illusion of things like security cameras. And like I said, I want to make a custom skin for this, custom texture pack for this world. So I'm gonna make these look more like security cameras, things like that. Definitely need redstone torch, kind of red indicator lights for things. I don't know, since there's going to be flying cars everywhere, it would make sense that there are like requirements for buildings having appropriate like hazard lights for things flying around, you know. Let's go all the way to the top here. Could put like, I don't know, where is something like stone bars here. Kind of give it a, does that look alright? No, that kind of looks weird. However, it would make sense to put this here, like so. Do 3, 4. Could go up here, and if we want it to be consistent, since we did this on the other down there, we'll do it here as well. They need to make a better like kind of grate texture, like air conditioning vent, like vent looking textures, because that would make this a lot more kind of gritty and whatnot. Again, we could put these here. And then here. Now for the top, this is where a lot of the details going to come in. Doing things like this, filling this in. Giving this like a kind of more utilitarian look to it. And then getting some stone slabs. This, and finding the center, like, I don't know, doing something like this. Wonder how this looks. This looks kind of cool. I don't know, doing something like this would be kind of interesting too. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Giving it like things like that, obviously to make it more cyberpunk-esque. And then again, we can take things like another brick fence, build that up like here. 2, 3. Really just kind of go crazy, let your imagination go wild with these like details. Something like that, but like on every corner, which is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna build this on the other 3 corners. Alright, so I did that, and I didn't like the Another brick fence parts on the corners, so I just got rid of them, but if you like those, you could keep those if you want. It's really up to you at this point. Like I said, it's kind of open-ended. Like if you want things like hanging off the side, you can, like that. Kind of random things like that. Actually, I like that, so I'm gonna make these kind of uniform. Do something like this. Make it 2 blocks high. Like this. So that looks pretty cool. Really, it's like up to you on how much detail you want to put in, but again, like the more kind of clustered detail, the better. If you're going for like the Blade Runner aesthetic. Alright. So something like that. That's pretty cool, I think. And then you can put like, you can even go as far as to put like lights in like that. Although, I don't know if I like that too much. I kind of like the undisturbed stone of that. Another thing you could do is take rail to just add that extra bit of detail. Run rail along the side, which might not make sense, but it does a couple things. One, it kind of adds a lot more like kind of texture to the top, which if you look at like all the Blade Runner buildings, they have like a ridiculous amount of like depth and texture to like the surface on the top of buildings. And also it kind of makes sense, like with window washers, they're usually on rails, like the systems they have, so it makes sense to put these around any type of building, including a Cyberpunk building. But we're going for detail right now, so this would just make sense. Alright. Something like that. Another big thing is like, if you take iron, you might want to do like heating and like air conditioning ducts or whatever, like coming out, jetting out of the building. We'll do like 4. Oops. Did not mean to do. I guess I meant to do that. Something like that. So that looks pretty cool. And then of course you can have these running to different parts of the building. Like that. And really kind of go crazy with the level of detail. If you want these to kind of descend into the ground, you can get some steps, like so. Have it kind of descend to the ground that way. Say this one is going to travel as far, it's going to go straight down. And then this one can go down here. Maybe descend here. Something like that. And then on this side you can have, let's get some andesite. Make some big old like things. Just like pieces of machinery, heating systems, whatever. Something like that. That's pretty cool. And you can take like a stone slab, put it around, kind of make it look like it's whatever, on or off. Even poke it down in the middle, maybe put some this in it. Put some like buttons, levers, that. Kind of randomize them. It's really up to you. Again, I know I sound like a broken record, but it's up to you how much detail you really want to put into the building. I would recommend putting as much as possible though. Let's go around this. Fill this in. I'm filling this in because this is only half a block high. If I wanted to place things on top of there, it'd be that gap. So I'll fill this. You can put like numbers on the side of the building, things like that. If you wanted to build more than one of these buildings, you can have them like be like twin buildings and put numbers on them. It's really up to you. So like if I wanted to put like the number 1 there, I could. I'm not going to do that. You could put railings and whatnot. In fact, I'll do that right now. Like, have an opening right here. Like that. Put that into there. Put this here, like that. Except these are resting on something and not just kind of floating. Possibilities are endless. Boom. So that's kind of cool looking, right? Then again, like, take some iron back and some red concrete. We can like build things like this. So there's the height limit. So you could do things like that. Oh, that's a bit high for me. Do this. I don't know, something like that. And like build that up to there. And just go crazy. What else? Might give this like a proper base, something like that. And then I can get rid of this. Something like that. And then have like a couple of these. And make sure you're lighting things as well. 5. Oops. And make sure that these aren't floating, which is what they're doing. If they're floating, I might as well get rid of these and put them on. base. Something like that. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to make it look kind of sci-fi. Put some redstone torches. One here as well. One here. Then maybe have one sticking up here. I don't know, at the entrance. It's up to you. I think I like that. Anything else I can do? I don't know. I think that's good. I think I could maybe extend this. Then do something like this. Bring it around. And then bring it into. Do something like that. That's kind of cool. To make that a block more. Something like that. So that's cool. Might end up adding more detail than I already have right here. Like these. Something like that. Like little simple things like that. It's really. Alright, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that. I think that's it for this building. Let's build. Do like a quick pan around. So this is what we built. Pretty cool. Very cyberpunky, Blade Runner, future noir-esque building. Yeah, I think this turned out pretty well. Very kinda kinda, I don't know, brutalist looking, definitely. But I think it works. I think it has enough detail on the top to kind of make it go from like a geometric, like brutalist architecture to just like really depressing flat in a cyberpunk universe, kind of like this building. But yeah, I hope you found this useful and not too boring. This has been Colonial Puppet. This is kind of bugging me. I'm gonna bring this out a little bit. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out my Stadium Let's Build or my other Let's Builds if you'd like to follow along and build other things. If you guys like this, I might do another Cyberpunk Let's Build. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This has been Colonial Puppet. Have a good day.